Hey, I'm Rhiannon, or Nonny. Yep, that's me. And just like most of us, I try to be good. I'm a feminist, I work for an environmental charity, and I try to look after myself. But I have a few bad habits. So every month I'm taking on a new challenge to try and be a bit better for the planet, other people, and myself. Welcome to the Resolution Project. Hello, welcome back. Yeah, we're on to month 2. We're on to month 2. Oh yeah, it's month 2 of the Resolution Project. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do this month. I knew I wanted to do something to do with packaging, and especially food packaging. I pretty much just buy whatever I want at the supermarket, which I'm very aware as an environmentalist is a really bad thing to do. I don't really think about buying locally. I don't really think about packaging and the implications of that. I did think about going zero waste and just cutting out waste entirely, but I think what I'm trying to do is do things one thing at a time. I don't want to overwhelm myself so that I quit. I want to create this sort of long-lasting change, and even though maybe not all of my challenges will be completely successful, or I might not continue everything in its entirety, I just want it to be manageable so that I am able to continue it if I want to. So I think going zero waste is a bit too much because you have to change like everything in your life. Like, it's actually amazing, but I'm doing things one thing at a time. There are some changes I've already made. Not this year, it's been kind of over the last couple of years. I always make sure I carry my reusable water bottle with me, so I hardly ever buy anything in plastic bottles. I quite like tonic in my gin, so I do buy the bottles of tonic. And occasionally, if I'm really desperate and I for some reason don't have a reusable water bottle with me, then I might buy a bottle of water or kind of another drink. Or sometimes if I'm really hungover or have low energy for whatever reason, I might buy a bottle of sort of, sweet fizzy drink. Not mentioning any brands. Also, I always try and carry one of these with me, a sporknife I call it, because it's also got a knife edge. This is a Light My Fire one, it's a really nice one. My mum bought it for me from the Centre of Alternative Technology, that's quite a mouthful, in Wales, and I absolutely love it. I still do sometimes get forks and stuff when I'm out and about. For example, Itsu, if I've forgotten this. I actually quite like the Itsu ones though, they're quite tough so they will last again, but it's always better to just have one and not be creating all of that extra waste. I also don't ever buy any hot drinks unless I'm carrying one of these, a reusable coffee cup. I used to sometimes buy hot drinks in disposable coffee cups, but I've just made that decision that I don't actually ever need them unless I've thought to bring one of these with me. Also, Jess, I know you're watching right now and I know this is your cup, but this is what happens when you move off to Australia. I will steal your beautiful William Morris reusable cup. So yeah, come back and you can have it back. So those are the things that I do currently when it comes to packaging, and I try and be quite strict with them, but sometimes I've got a bit of leeway. It's just about being prepared when it comes to those sort of things, and those are just really easy things that you can have in your bag, and yeah, you can get used to that pretty quickly. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I thought, hey, I work for an environmental charity that run playful behaviour change campaigns. So if anyone knows how to decide what area is best to tackle, it's me. So the process that we kind of do when we're running these campaigns is we find out what the issues are, we get to know the audience, and if it's a recycling or litter campaign, then you might do a waste audit. So that's what I decided to do. I collected up all my rubbish over 1 week, put it into different sections, and decided what the best area was to tackle in terms of what my next challenge was going to be. So here's how I got on. Alright, so here we have it. 7 days worth of waste. Let's have a look through. So I've got 14 bits of paper and card here. Quite a lot of what I've got from here is from Lyon. So the dreaded Lyon bag. I'm sure quite a few of you have been to Lyon and seen that if you pick up anything from there, even if it's just one item, they try and give you this massive bag. It turned out actually that this time I did need the bag, which is why I said yes to it, because I had about 3 different items. And it is paper, although because it's got grease on it, it probably won't be recycled. I mean, a stealth environmentalist like me will probably cut the bottom off where the grease is, recycle the clean bit, and then throw away the dirty bit, but most people aren't going to be doing that. Likewise, more sort of greasy packets. So even though it's paper, it's not going to get recycled. Same, another Lyon box here. Again, I can cut bits off of it, but some of that won't be recycled. Greg's bags actually come away being pretty much grease-free, surprisingly. So I reckon I could get away with putting that in the recycling bin and it would get recycled. Similarly with the Pret ones, probably have like a croissant or something in it. That looks pretty clean, but again, it's not really about the brand, it's about whether or not it's clean or dirty. Okay, so I've got 14 bits of paper and card, and I reckon out of these I could recycle probably about 7 of them. So that's 50% plastic. What have we got here? So I'm seeing a lot of snacks. Definitely a lot of, especially more colourful in the snacks department, I see. Various different packets of crisps. Got some pop chips. Hummus chips, skips. We've got a cheese string because I'm still a child, and then lots of ramen noodles. Big fan of the noodles. Oh yeah, noodle me up, baby. I've got a few sweet treats. I'm not really a sweet tooth, so I've got some licorice torpedoes and some dark chocolate cranberries, and that's pretty much it for the sweet treats. Tubs of hummus, Chinese takeaway tubs, plastic bag that the takeaway came in, more plastic bags that came with, and then we've got kind of vegetable bags. I'm a big fan of spinach, bok choy, so those all come in crinkly packets. Pita bread bag, and then a few sort of lunchy items. So I think when I've bought lunch out, so we've got like a sushi packet, spicy bean. I've got about 33 pieces of plastic here, and out of those about 4 of them can be recycled. The majority of this, can't use it again. It's just going to go straight to landfill or get incinerated pretty damn quickly. So yeah, a lot of plastic here. Aluminium, we've got a total of 7 pieces of aluminium in the full week. Gin and tonic, delish. Although I could have done that with a bottle of gin and probably saved a lot more money and time. But I was on the train, so what are you gonna do? Can of beer. Pie tin 1, pie tin 2. I may or may not have had those on the same day. Foil from Lyon. Another bit of foil from something else. And a tin of sweet corn. So I really don't use up much tin cans or aluminium in general, and 100% of this stuff can be recycled. If you've got dirty foil, depending on how dirty it is, like if it's just got a few bits on it, you can still recycle it, and it helps if you screw it up in a ball. So yeah, give that a go. And then I've got one final miscellaneous item to show you, and that is wax. Who would have known that would be in your food packaging? That can be reused. I'll make candles with it. Yeah, that's right. I've never actually done that in my life, but maybe I could. Live your dreams, man. Live your dreams. I think it's pretty easy to tell what I'm going to say right now, or at least in the area. Plastic, the word that is on everybody's lips. Obviously it's become this big phenomenon since Blue Planet 2. Everybody's kind of waking up to the disastrous effects that plastic can have on the environment, especially namely in the oceans. Also just the fact that so much of it can't be recycled, so it's just going to landfill or being incinerated instead of keeping it in the circular sort of loop. So I think, yeah, it's definitely one that I need to take on this month. And I actually found out that each person throws away 34 kilograms of plastic every year. And now when you think about the fact that plastic is so light, that is a lot. That's like half an adult worth of weight. Obviously it depends what weight you are. It's definitely not half of me, just, oh wait. Yeah, no, it's definitely not half of me. So wrong there. But yeah, I reckon that's about half a human person worth of weight, but in plastic, which is huge amounts. So what I'm going to do is give up plastic food packaging for 1 month. That's going to be my challenge. I also kept an account of actually how much I spent in that week as well. And what I found was I spent £79.49. £53 of that was on the go and eating out, snacks, that sort of thing. And only £26 was spent on grocery shopping. So there's definitely room for some savings here as well. And so not just saving the environment, but actually saving myself a bit of dollar, a bit of dough. So that would be good. I'm going to keep an account of my spending over the whole month and just see week by week how the changes are made. Obviously there's going to be a bit of a shift in grocery shopping. I'm going to have to probably cook most of my own meals myself. So the grocery shopping is definitely going to go up, but I have a suspicion that I'm still going to make some savings here. Even though it has been known to shop plastic free, that it's more expensive, I reckon I'm going to save quite a bit on just lunches. I do eat quite a lot of lunches at work, sort of popping to Pret, popping to Itsu, popping to Tesco, so I don't really bring in my lunch that much. So I think that's going to be a big change. I'm not cutting out eating out. It's just, I think it's going to be harder to find things without packaging. One thing I wanted to mention as well though is I'm not doing this to say that all plastic is evil. I think that people have kind of jumped on the bandwagon that plastic is like the worst thing in the world. It's actually quite a useful resource. The fact that it actually sticks around and doesn't biodegrade actually can be really useful in some things, like for tools and for equipment. Another thing that we've seen since the Blue Planet 2 effect is actually companies coming up with alternatives for plastic, which is great in a lot of instances. But we're also seeing things like cans of water. Yes, you heard me right, cans of water. So the production of aluminium actually has double the carbon footprint of plastic. So I'm not saying don't use cans or don't use plastic. It's just, you know, it is a double-edged sword. What you need to be doing is bringing one of these. But when you don't have that, it's your decision to make. But I'd say buy a bottle of water, because you can still screw the cap on, you can still reuse and refill it, which you can't do any of those things with a can of water. Yeah, I'm not here to preach, but that cans of water, it's not the way, guys, not the way, not the way. So that's me introducing this month's challenge, no plastic packaging. I think it's going to be hard, I'm gonna say that now, but I'm interested to see what kind of results it gets. Have you ever given up plastic before? Have you given up plastic food packaging maybe? Do you have any tips for me? Leave a comment in the section down below. I need help, please help me. Or do you want to join in? Let me know if you want to join in on giving up plastic packaging for a month or even a week. Yeah, I need help and I need friends for this challenge.